So Apple made some big claims with the iPhone 16 series, saying not only is the second gen of Ceramic Shield 50% stronger than last year's iPhone, but they also claimed that it's 2 times stronger than the glass on any other smartphone. So today, we're gonna test it, comparing it side by side against its biggest competitor in the Galaxy S24 Ultra. Now, taking a look at the spec sheets, while the iPhone 16 Pro Max is slightly heavier than last year's iPhone, it's still lighter than the S24 Ultra, while also having the advantage of using stronger grade 5 titanium compared to the Galaxy's grade 2 titanium. The Galaxy, on the other hand, uses its strongest glass on both the front and at the back of the phone, and as much as I like the iPhone's new thinner bezels, I do worry about how they'll hold up in that corner drop. Will Ceramic Shield live up to Apple's claims, or will the Galaxy prove to be more durable? This video is sponsored by Torres, who sent out their new stand case and screen protectors for the iPhone 16 series, where right off the bat, you can tell that this case is a little different. Obviously, you get things like a raised lip on both the front and around the camera housing. You have clicky buttons on the side, as well as a cutout for the new camera control, but what makes it special is the kickstand. Torres prides itself on being the original stand case maker, with its ring not only pulling out 170 degrees, so you can prop it up and get the angle just how you want it, but the ring also rotates, allowing you to use it in landscape with the same level of adjustability. And what's cool is because that ring rotates, it can also act as a grip, which can make holding the iPhone, especially the bigger Pro Max, just a lot more comfortable. And with the ring also having strong magnets embedded inside of it for MagSafe, this case really gives you an all-in-one feature set. For extra protection though, Torres also sent out their new Glasgow X screen protector, letting you protect the screen while also having this high transparency adhesive, so that way you don't give up any image quality. But it's time to test this thing in 3, 2, 1. And whoa, the screen protector looks like it did its job, with the protector itself completely shattering. But peeling it off, the display underneath is still perfectly intact. Torres actually includes 2 screen protectors in the pack, so that way you have a backup if you need it. And of course, underneath the case, the rest of the phone is flawless. Get your O-stand case and Glasgow screen protector using my offer code to get a special discount at the link below. Round number 1, backdrop. 3, 2, 1. After that backdrop, the glass on both phones shatter. I'm not too surprised by this result since Apple didn't mention any improvements to the rear glass, and it looks like the Gorilla armor on the Galaxy isn't quite strong enough either. But what is somewhat surprising to see is what happened to the iPhone's camera lens. It obviously got super scuffed up, which is also true for the Galaxy, but the iPhone's telephoto lens looks especially bad, with a hairline crack in it, which luckily doesn't seem to affect the actual camera quality, but still, it's not the kind of result that you want to see on your expensive phone. And you know, this might not have happened if Apple didn't have the camera lens's glass protrude out as much. It definitely sticks out more than it did on the iPhone 15 Pro Max from last year, and even more so compared to the Galaxy's camera, which is completely protected by that metal housing, helping the Galaxy get the clear win in round number 1. Round number 2, corner drop. 2, 1. Alright, so both phones handled that corner drop relatively well. The screens didn't crack, even on the iPhone with its thinner bezels. In terms of the damage to the frames though, they only suffer minor scuffs. Like, both phones look pretty good, although I will have to say that the iPhone looks a little bit better. The Galaxy's sharp corner kind of just digs into the concrete, which may play a role in its scuffs looking worse, or it can just be that the iPhone's stronger grade 5 titanium helped it out. But either way, the slight edge goes to the iPhone in round number 2. Round number 3, face drop. 3, 2, 1. After that brutal face drop, both phones completely shatter. I was really hoping that ceramic shield would make some sort of difference here, but at least from this drop height onto this surface, it doesn't look like the iPhone's glass is meaningfully stronger than the Galaxy's. Of course, to know for sure, we'd need a much larger sample size, but one thing that we do know, at least from this sample, is the iPhone remains fully functional, whereas on the Galaxy, the fingerprint scanner no longer works since there's a big ol' crack running right through it, giving the iPhone the clear win in round number 3. Bonus round. So with both phones still being operational, we move on to the bonus round, where we're dropping them up to 10 times onto steel to test their impact and shock resistance. Wow, so after that first bonus drop, the iPhone starts to act up. It doesn't respond to me pressing the power button, and then it shuts off completely. I tried pressing the power button a bunch of times to get the screen back on, I tried holding the power button, and nothing. Eventually though, I was able to resuscitate it with the volume up, volume down, and holding power button trick, and that got it to come back to life, with it seeming to be just fine afterwards. So super weird, and not something that happened to the Galaxy. Another drop in, and the iPhone stops responding again, shutting itself off just like it did in the last drop. I was still able to bring it back to life using the same button combo, but it's super strange that it's doing this. On the third bonus drop, this time the iPhone doesn't shut off, so it doesn't seem to be some kind of new protection feature or anything like that, it just seems to be somewhat random. And the iPhone does it again, which, now I'm starting to think that maybe this is a bigger issue than just being an inconvenience, since one of the features on this phone is crash detection, where if the phone is actually powering off and it's not just the display that's unresponsive, then the phone wouldn't be able to call emergency services. Another 4 drops in, and the iPhone screen was actually able to stay on for 3 of the drops, while the Galaxy has the bottom part of its screen go white with these yellow stripes going across the rest of it. On the 9th drop, the iPhone shuts off again. Now, obviously, this phone has been through a lot already, and this is just a single sample, so this may not reflect a widespread issue across all iPhone 16s, but at least in this sample, it's definitely not the best performance that we've seen from an iPhone. And on the 10th and final bonus drop, while the iPhone doesn't shut off by itself, it does suffer a white strip across its display. It's not as bad as what happened on the Galaxy's display, but man, this was an intense bonus round where both phones are just shattered to pieces. I mean, look at all the glass that's fallen off of the iPhone's back, with parts of it actually being dented in, where on the Galaxy, while it isn't pretty by any means, it definitely held up better. Okay, so with all 4 rounds in the books, let's take a look at the scorecard, where in the first round, the iPhone did worse due to one of its camera lenses cracking. In the second round, the iPhone's titanium held up better than the Galaxy's did. In the third, the Galaxy's fingerprint scanner stopped working, giving the iPhone the advantage. And then in the fourth round, the iPhone seemed to just keep turning off, needing a special combo that most people don't know, by the way, in order for it to turn back on. Which is why the Galaxy gets the clear win in this drop test. Anyways, that is it for me in this video. Thank you for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the very next episode.